and then more Tubo. Just thought I'd come and do, quick live on Tubo. Sometimes, I normally do it on Toki Toki, but I need to get this channel going, I mean, I don't know why, but I've struggled so much to get my YouTube channel up and running. Um, and I mean, I don't know. I've tried everything. I've tried different topics. I've tried outdoors. I tried, you know, I basically, tried short videos. I tried long videos. I've just basically tried everything that I possibly can to try and get this YouTube up and running, and nothing has worked. Um, and I'm at a loss. I really am at a loss. Why, you know, this doesn't run, and yet Tiki Toki does. Um, it surprises me greatly that others, get their channels going. Doesn't seem to be a problem. I don't know if it's the super chats. I don't know. I don't do, super chitty chotties and things like that. And so maybe that's the problem. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's the studio, that I don't use professional studio. I don't know if it's I don't use professional mics, I don't get thousands and thousands of pounds spent on equipment, I use just a cheap old phone. I just don't know. I really do not know why. Um, Content, I got enough content to go through. As I say, Islam, I have a lot of information on Islam, Sharia, Hadith, Tafsir, Quran, I mean, it's just baffling, really is. Islamic dilemma. I do it like no one else does it, Um, uh, Altalak 4 again, do that like no one else does it. Al Imran, father of Mother Mary, do it like no one else does it, and yet still I cannot get the audience or the viewers. And of course, without the audience and the viewers, I won't get the Muslims to come and debate me. I had the same problem on Clubhouse as well, strangely enough. Um, exactly the same problem on Clubhouse as I have here. And even TikTok, after 5 years is not huge. I mean, maybe it's just because I'm an old fart and no one wants to listen to an old fart, Maybe that is the problem. I don't know. But then, again, that can't really be it because there are old people who do it and they still seem to get viewers. So it's most puzzling. It really is. But I mean, I will keep praying to the Lord Jesus Christ, who will lead and guide me, and maybe it's His wish that I don't get viewers. Maybe it's His wish that I don't take off. In any huge numbers, due to the fact that I'm living in the UK, and that's probably got something to do with it. He's, you know, I feel anyway that maybe I'm under his protection in a way, that he doesn't want me to get big, for my own safety. Who knows? I don't know. But I mean, some of my videos have, taken off. Some of the videos I've done have had quite good figures. but generally speaking, the majority of the videos, very few views, and certainly when I do a live, again, certainly very few people watching. I mean, at the moment, I've noticed it's gone up to 20, and that's the most I've ever had, which is surprising, to say the least. It's just got up down to 16. Maybe I said too much too soon. Hello, Propalasi Diniani Nunes. Yeah, hope I didn't butcher your name too much, sir, or mom, or in between, whatever you may be. But yeah, I mean, it's just surprising how I can't get Tubo up and going. As I say, if I did, I know I would be able to do some good shows. I know I would have some good debates, with Muslims on, many different things within the Quran. The sun sets in a muddy boiling spring, 1886. Al Talaq, 5-year-old children can get pregnant, 65:4. Mary had her Fajr blown into by Allah, 66:12. Allah wrote the Quran, Sahih Bukhari 66414, Abu Dawud 4701. As I say, the knowledge is there. The debating skills are there. I was arguing before I even popped out of my mummy's tummy, but yet the audience isn't there. And as I say, that's just somewhat a little bit surprising. But as a Christian, we have to trust in the Lord Jesus Christ. We have to follow the Lord Jesus Christ, and we have to go with His will and not our will. And clearly, it's His will, that this doesn't happen. So, yeah. This is all I can say, really. I did say hello, proper yes. Don't know if you can hear me or not, but yeah, I did say hello, Mr. Proper yes. So yeah, I mean, again, maybe people don't want to listen to, a good old London boy, from the streets, maybe I don't know, maybe they want to listen to people who are, perhaps more educational, more, how can I say, refined. Yeah, maybe that's it. Who knows? I don't know, but it is very, very baffling. And I noticed that in the few minutes that I've been speaking, although it went up to 20, it's now gone down to 4. So clearly, it is myself. This is clearly evidential now. I don't think we can blame the equipment. I don't think we can blame, as I say, um, my lack of knowledge, because the knowledge is in depth on Islamic literature and studies. Um, yeah, so it just must be moi. Moi must be huge turn off for the viewing audience. And the viewing figure will definitely suggest that, because it just went right down to 1. Although it's jumped back up to 4, but from 20 to 1 is quite a decline. But then it jumped from 1 to 20. So it's sort of like roller coaster, uppy downy, quite a lotty. Yeah, I'd like to believe that, Caroline. And unfortunately, it's very difficult, not to sort of start to believe that. As I say, when it's happened on this app for well over 5 years now, and also on Clubhouse, you have to sort of start to think maybe it is. Who knows? You know. Um, and as I say, it doesn't matter, I've done it, I've been to Speaker's Corner and filmed at Speaker's Corner. No one, tuned in. I went to marches, and done the marches and filmed, and again, very few people tuned in. I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird, to say the least. Maybe, Utubo, has a lot to answer for. Maybe they um, are to blame for not pumping it out. Who knows? Well, actually, again, Carol, I don't know how to work these things either, and maybe that's also, part that's holding back because I have no idea how to, use this app. Likewise, I don't know how to use Toki Toki, although I do know how to use Tiki Toki a little bit better than this one. But this one, because I so rarely use it because of the very low figures, I haven't got a Scooby Doo what I'm doing with this particular app. Absolutely none at all. And I suppose that doesn't help either, not really knowing what you're doing, and as I say, not having the professional setup. It does, I have noticed that those people who sort of spend thousands and thousands of pounds, on big screens and microphones and sound equipment, they do seem to do a bit better. But I mean, I don't see why, I should spend thousands and thousands of pounds on things like that. When starving babies are starving in the world. I think as a Christian, there's much more better things to be spending your wonga on than thousands and thousands of pounds of equipment, just to try and get your viewing figures up, and just to make yourself sound a little bit better. No, I haven't heard of that, Caroline. No. I don't really keep up and to date with most of them. Is that another one where you can live broadcast, live stream? And if so, is it one where you can live stream and bring guests up? Because if it is, then I'm definitely interested, because this is what lets this app down, I think. This app, you can't bring guests up unless you get a phone number or something like that, Um, no, I haven't been banned, sir. I just decided to do this instead of Tiki Toki because I've only got a few minutes anyway. I'm literally going to go in a minute, and I decided to do this one just to try and see if I can get this one, up and running. So, okay, all right. See, can you live stream and bring guests on as well? Is that a yes to both of those? That you can bring guests up as well? If it is, then I would definitely be interested, and I would definitely download it and get myself on there. Okay, all right. Okay, well, I'm going to have to look into that then, Caroline. I'm going to have to look into that, and download Kick, and get myself on it, and start using it, if that's the case, because, obviously, anywhere where you can do that, live stream and bring guests up, is always a plus. With this app, you have to do it with StreamYard. If you got, join it with StreamYard, then you can bring guests up. But again, that's so complicated, especially for somebody like me. But again, as I say, this particular app, it's never ever worked for me. So, I'm getting more and more frustrated with it, to be honest with you, and thinking of just stopping to use it altogether. I mean, I think, as I say, not only is it the people who spend billions and billions of dollars on the equipment, I think also, you have to do the super chats and Patreon, and get all the sponsors, and get loads of people giving you loads of money, and then you do very well. I know, I saw God Logic tonight. I don't really watch the geezer too much because he's blocked me. So, I try not to tend to watch him too much since he blocked me. But he got a super chat last night, for $500, and 150 of that went straight to YouTube. And that's only if they take the minimum 30%. if they take the maximum, which I think can be up to 70%, they'd have taken most of that $500. Yeah, he blocked me, Caroline, because I was trying to warn him against Sam Shamoon. It's when he just first started out and he was doing live streams with Sam Shamoon, and I tried to warn him that, you shouldn't really have this geezer, because he upsets too many people. He causes lots of division, shouting and swearing and screaming like an idiot. And well, as I say, he ended up blocking me. And this was like 2 years ago, as I say, when he first started out, and I am still blocked. I checked it last night when he was on last night to see, and he still got me blocked. He still hasn't unblocked me. And I'm a Christian, I'm supposed to be a Christian brother. And so, personally, I think that's wrong. Personally, I think he's wrong. I really doubt very much his, ethics, especially when he, with his super chats and his Patreon and his, subscribers, he's raking in thousands and thousands of pounds. And what's he really doing with all that money? Is he putting it to a good beneficial use? I don't know. And again, not only is he raking in thousands of pounds, but so is TikTok and so is YouTube. That's why he hardly ever gets banned, even on TikTok. TikTok hardly ever bans him. TikTok hardly ever restricts him. Why? Because he's bringing in thousands and thousands of pounds, not only for himself, but also for TikTok. That's wrong. That's definitely wrong. It's definitely ungodly. And even more so, as I say, he's hypocritical. He blocked me for speaking out against Sam Shamoon. Yeah, he goes on stage with David Wood, who also spoke out against Sam Shamoon. And as I say, his constant request for money, his constant request, for people to send him super chats, and where they constantly read those out, that's all wrong. It's all wrong. It's all ungodly. It really is. But anyway, I don't really want to go on too much about that because, I don't want to fall into the same trap they do by causing division myself. It's gone back up to 21 again, I notice. And now it's got back down to 9. The figures today, since I've been on, have been crazy. 1 to 21, back down to 1, up to 3, back up to 20, now back down to 9. Honestly, this app is a crazy app for me. Anyway, folks, I'm going to have to go. I've got to return back to work. God bless you all. Peace of Christ to you all. Love one another, folks, how Jesus Christ taught us to love. Even God logic. Forgive him, Lord. He doesn't know what he's doing. We'll be live and direct now, probably tomorrow night, Friday night, on, I think it's Top Banana 31. On Friday night. I will also, though, be live and direct tomorrow morning in the early hours, like now. And I will use TikTok again for that. Probably again, Top Banana 31. So, yeah, see you over the weekend, folks. Live and direct-io. I will be alternating the channels I use. As I say, I will be starting with Top Banana 31 Friday night. I will then probably use Tony.Holly 808 Saturday night. And then I'll probably use the VVault Sunday night. And then probably come back to Top Banana 31 Monday. Just to try to do that, just to try and see if the Muslim moderator will stop banana-ing me and restricting me so much. God bless you all, folks. Peace of Christ.